Hello, my name is Ian Mitchko. I am the CEO of Team Hydro-Kinetics, which means I'm in charge of making sure all the tasks get done well and in a timely order for us to be ready for the mate rope competition. Today I would like to give a progress report on our manipulators, or arms. Arms plural because we have two of them. So we finished with one of them, and that's right here. And this arm is good at grabbing larger end objects. For example, our float is made of 3-inch PVC, which is fairly large, so that's why we have long fingers to grab around it. And in addition, we're using modified servos that have their PCBs ripped out. That allows them to have more water resistance, and it also allows them to have less restrictions on what amount of current and voltage we could pump into it. We removed the stopper from the servo in order to allow the servo to spin indefinitely, which makes this gear ratio here possible. So we can get extra torque out of this arm to make it as strong as we could make it. Both arms will be able to rotate on a swivel like that one, and that'll allow us to rotate the arm and grab. Now, the reason I said two arms earlier was because this is only one, and this is the one we finished. We're in the works on the second one, and the point of the second one is to have a better ability at grabbing smaller objects. I believe, like I mentioned, this thing has a lot of overlap here. We can't grab things with that. So the second arm, what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it so when it grabs something, it like pancakes it on either end, like totally flat, and that should allow us to grab smaller end objects with more ease, like a rope or a rock, and that's the goal of that. That one does not need modified torque. The torque doesn't need to be that high because it just needs to grab smaller end objects. However, it will use the same spin rotation system as this arm because all we need to do is rotate with that, so that works good enough. And having these two arms will allow us to carry on different tasks, and it will help us with certain tasks where having two arms is very beneficial. With that in mind, I would like to show you the CAD file and detail some of the progress on that in just a second.
I believe I was just talking about our second robotic arm, and since it is incomplete, we do not have it currently. But here I have the CAD file, the assembly, and I can show you kind of what it looks like, or at least what we plan on making it look like in the future. So in this file is kind of the current plans for our small items grabber. So do you see how it's flat here? So when the two arms grab, they should have a roughly flat surface with some teeth to allow for some gripping to grab around smaller end objects, which is really good for us. We have a gear system here, so as one of these gears spin, the other one moves in the opposite direction, so it opens and closes, and we'll have our servo horn attached into here. And in fact, that is in part studio number 2. This is the part that we'll use. This is measured out to fit into the servo horn, which will work out well, and this fits snugly into that. Now we do still need to work on the housing for that, and I believe that's what this is. We're working on that. And this is a raw box. So the idea of this is we'll put one of the arms here, or at least one of the fingers of the arms here, the other one here, and then we'll put two of these opposite to each other, like clamping in, and we'll put screws in there. That'll hold it in. Now, a few things we still need to work on. We need a way to actually hold this arm onto the PVC to allow it to spin. And we need to finish up the housing and make it better. There's also a few little optimizations we can do, like we want to cover these in plasti dip for some extra grip, but that's something that we don't necessarily need. But primarily we need the housing for the servos, and we need the connectors for the PVC to connect around. And that is my report on the progress on the second robotic arm.